Most people expect a man to act in ways that fit the mold: confident, social, predictable. But when you meet a Sigma male, something feels different. He doesn't move with the crowd, and his mind works in ways that set him apart. Some of these differences line up so strongly with neurodivergent traits that it's almost impossible to ignore. Neurodivergence is a simple word for when the brain works differently than what society calls normal. This can show up as autism spectrum traits, ADHD patterns, sensory differences, or unusual ways of thinking. It doesn't mean broken, and it doesn't mean less intelligent. In fact, many neurodivergent people are extremely gifted. But it does mean they stand out in ways that can shock those around them. The Sigma male already has a reputation for being independent, mysterious, and hard to understand. But when you look closer, many of the things that make him so unique also look a lot like signs of neurodivergence. His quiet nature, his intense focus, his dislike of social games, and his unusual way of processing the world are not just personality quirks. They may be proof that his brain is wired differently. In this video, we'll uncover 6 shocking signs that a Sigma male is neurodivergent. If you've ever wondered why he seems so out of step with the world, yet so far ahead of it, these signs may hold the answer. Sign number 1. Deep sensory sensitivity. One of the most shocking signs is how sensitive a Sigma male can be to his surroundings. While others can tune out background noise or handle crowded places, he often feels overwhelmed. Loud environments, flashing lights, or strong smells can drain him faster than they do other people. Something as simple as the buzz of a light bulb, the scratch of a fabric, or the chatter of a busy room may leave him exhausted. This sensory sensitivity is not just preference, it's a neurological difference. His brain processes input more intensely. What feels normal to others feels amplified to him. This is why he may avoid certain situations, like parties, shopping centers, or open offices. He prefers quiet spaces, not only because he likes solitude, but because his nervous system finds peace there. People around him may find this strange, even shocking. They wonder why he avoids things everyone else seems fine with. But this sensitivity is a common marker of neurodivergence, especially in those who process sensory input differently. It doesn't make him weak. In fact, it often gives him an advantage. He notices details others miss: the subtle changes in a room, the slight tone shift in a voice, the smallest movements in someone's body language. What disturbs people is how accurate his perceptions can be. He might notice that someone is hiding stress before they've said a word, or that an environment feels unsafe before anyone else realizes it. His sensitivity makes him both highly aware and highly selective about where he spends his energy. And that alone is proof that his brain is wired in a way that sets him apart. Sign number 2. Hyperfocus on interests with difficulty switching tasks. Another shocking sign of neurodivergence in Sigma males is their ability to hyperfocus. When something catches their interest, they dive in completely. Hours pass without them noticing. They lose themselves in study, practice, or building something they care about. It's not just focus, it's an obsession that makes them block out everything else. This intensity is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it gives them mastery. They learn faster, absorb more, and go deeper than most people ever would. It's why many Sigma males become experts in their chosen fields, even if they never sought formal recognition. On the other hand, it makes shifting tasks extremely hard. If you interrupt a Sigma in the middle of his focus, he may seem irritated or distant. His brain struggles to let go and move on. People often misunderstand this. They may call him stubborn or antisocial. But what they're really seeing is a neurodivergent pattern one that makes transitions harder but also fuels excellence. This hyperfocus allows him to create work of high quality, to understand systems others overlook, and to solve problems in ways that seem impossible. It can shock people when they realize how much knowledge he holds on certain subjects. While others skim the surface, he has gone down to the roots. His hyperfocus is not just a habit. It's a way his brain locks in, refusing to let go until he understands everything there is to know. And that, more than anything, proves that his mind is wired differently. Sign number 3. Social awkwardness. Despite high intelligence, one of the clearest and most shocking signs that a Sigma male may be neurodivergent is the way he handles social situations. On the surface, he can be brilliant, sharp, observant, and full of deep insights. But when it comes to everyday small talk or casual group interaction, he often struggles. He doesn't always pick up on unspoken rules, and he rarely plays along with social scripts. In groups, he might stand off to the side, listening more than speaking. He may miss cues that others expect him to catch, like when it's time to jump into a conversation or when sarcasm is being used. Eye contact can feel uncomfortable or unnatural, so he avoids it without realizing how it comes across. People sometimes interpret this as arrogance, but in reality, it's a sign of how his brain processes social information differently. This contrast between intelligence and awkwardness is what shocks people most. They see a man who can solve complex problems, read situations in unique ways, or come up with ideas no one else has, but who stumbles in areas most people take for granted. That gap is a hallmark of neurodivergence. It's not about a lack of ability. It's about a different wiring of the brain, one that prioritizes depth of thought over surface-level interaction. What unsettles people is that they can't easily label him. He's not antisocial in the sense of disliking people. He's not clueless either. He simply interacts in a way that doesn't match the expected rhythm. That difference makes others uncomfortable, but it also reveals just how unique his mind really is. Sign number 4. Intense need for routine and discomfort with change. Another shocking sign is the Sigma male's attachment to routine. While many people enjoy a bit of unpredictability, he thrives on structure. He builds systems, schedules, and habits that give his life stability. When something disrupts that pattern, he feels real discomfort. Even small changes, like a sudden shift in plans or a new environment, can throw him off balance. This need for routine is more than just preference, it's neurological. For a Sigma male who is neurodivergent, routines are a way to manage the chaos of the world. They create predictability in an environment that often feels overwhelming. By repeating patterns, he conserves energy and avoids the stress of constant adjustments. To outsiders, this can seem rigid or controlling. They may wonder why he gets upset over changes that seem small to them. But to him, those changes feel like disruptions to the mental framework he relies on. This is a common neurodivergent trait, and it explains why so many Sigma males avoid environments where things are constantly shifting. What shocks people is how much peace routines bring him. While others chase novelty, he finds comfort in consistency. It doesn't make him boring, it makes him resilient. By sticking to routines, he creates a world he can navigate on his own terms. That commitment to structure, paired with his independence, shows just how different his brain operates compared to the crowd. Sign number 5. Struggling with emotional regulation under stress. Even though Sigma males are often calm and controlled, stress can push them into extremes. When overwhelmed, they may shut down completely, withdrawing into silence and isolation. Other times, the pressure builds until it bursts out as frustration or anger that surprises those around them. These swings are not about immaturity. They're signs of difficulty regulating emotions, a common neurodivergent challenge. This struggle shocks people because it contradicts the Sigma's usual image. They're used to seeing him steady and composed, the man who rarely reacts. When he suddenly shuts down or lashes out, it feels out of character. But in reality, it's his nervous system reaching its limit. His brain processes so much information, sensory, emotional, social, that eventually it overloads. The key difference is how he recovers. Unlike someone who thrives on drama, the Sigma male often feels drained after these moments. He doesn't enjoy them. He reflects on them, tries to avoid repeating them, and often isolates to regain balance. This cycle shows that his emotional system works differently than most. What makes this disturbing to others is that it reveals his hidden vulnerability. They realize that beneath his calm exterior is a brain constantly working overtime. His difficulty with emotional regulation under stress isn't weakness, it's proof that he is carrying more internally than people realize. That alone marks him as different, and for many it's the clearest sign of neurodivergence. Sign number 6. Thinking differently. Picks up details others miss. The last shocking sign is the Sigma male's unique way of thinking. His mind works in patterns, connections, and details that most people overlook. He notices the small things, a shift in body language, an inconsistency in a story, or a pattern in data that no one else thought to examine. This way of processing is not random. It comes from a brain wired to see the world differently. People often call this thinking outside the box, but for a Sigma male, there is no box at all. His natural perspective pushes him to ask questions others avoid and to challenge assumptions that most accept without thought. This can make him a problem solver in ways that shock people. While the group is stuck on one solution, he comes up with something unexpected and effective. This difference can be unsettling. Others may feel exposed when he points out truths they missed. They may feel insecure when his insights cut straight to the heart of the matter. What they see as unusual or even strange is often the result of his neurodivergent processing. His brain filters information in a way that makes hidden things obvious to him. It's this difference that often sets him apart most clearly. He isn't just detached socially, he's wired to see reality through a sharper, deeper lens. That ability to pick up on details others miss is shocking not only because of its accuracy, but because it proves he isn't operating on the same frequency as everyone else. The Sigma male has always been mysterious, but when you look closely, many of his traits align with neurodivergence. His deep sensory sensitivity makes him hyper-aware of the world. His hyperfocus drives him into mastery, even if it makes transitions difficult. His social awkwardness, despite intelligence, reveals a brain wired for depth, not surface games. His need for routine shows how he creates stability in an overwhelming world. His struggles with emotional regulation under stress expose the weight he carries internally. And his unique way of thinking, spotting details others miss, proves just how differently his mind works. These 6 shocking signs don't mean every Sigma male is neurodivergent, but they highlight the overlap between the Sigma identity and neurological differences. What society often calls strange, awkward, or unsettling is actually proof of a different kind of brilliance. The truth is, being neurodivergent isn't something to hide. It's something to understand, embrace, and use as a strength. For Sigma males, accepting this reality explains why they've always felt out of place, why they don't fit the system, and why they see the world more clearly than most. So if you've ever wondered why a Sigma male seems so different, so detached, yet so sharp, these signs may be the answer. His difference isn't a weakness. It's proof that his brain works on a level most people can't even imagine.